Deep in the heart of the Central American jungles, hidden beneath centuries of overgrowth, lies a secret that has puzzled historians for generations. A single artifact, carved with intricate symbols and images of gods, was discovered in the ruins of a Mayan temple. But what does it mean, and why did the Mayans, one of the most advanced civilizations of their time, vanish almost overnight, leaving behind only whispers of their greatness? Today, we're diving into the mysteries of the Mayans, a civilization so ahead of its time that their achievements still baffle modern scientists and historians. From their mind-bending calendar system to their chilling rituals, we're uncovering 25 hidden truths about the Mayans that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about ancient history. So, if you're ready to explore the secrets of a civilization that thrived in the shadows of the jungle, stay tuned because what you're about to discover might just shock you. Now, let's step into the world of timekeeping like no other. The Mayan calendar. This wasn't just a way to mark the days, it was a masterpiece of precision and complexity that still leaves modern scientists in awe. The Mayans didn't just track time, they mastered it. Their calendar system wasn't just one calendar but a combination of several, each serving a unique purpose. The most famous of these is the long count calendar, which spanned over 5,000 years and was used to record historical events and predict future astronomical phenomena. But what truly sets the Mayan calendar apart is its incredible accuracy. They calculated the length of a solar year to within just a few seconds of the modern measurement, a feat that required an advanced understanding of mathematics and astronomy. The Mayans didn't stop there. They also created the Tzolk'in, a sacred calendar of 260 days, and the Hob, a solar calendar of 365 days. Together, these calendars formed a complex interlocking system that guided everything from agricultural cycles to religious ceremonies. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the Mayan calendar is its connection to the cosmos. They used it to predict eclipses, track the movements of Venus, and even align their pyramids with celestial events. For the Mayans, time wasn't just a linear progression. It was a sacred, cyclical force that connected them to the gods and the universe. Now, let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions about the Mayan calendar, the idea that it predicted the end of the world in 2012. This myth stems from the end of a cycle in the long count calendar, which some misinterpreted as a doomsday prophecy. In reality, the Mayans saw this as a time of renewal, not destruction. It marked the end of one era and the beginning of another, much like how we celebrate the start of a new year. The Mayans believed in cycles of creation and rebirth, not in an apocalyptic finale. So, while the world didn't end in 2012, the Mayan calendar continues to fascinate us with its brilliance and its reminder of how deeply connected they were to the rhythms of the cosmos. As we move forward, we'll uncover even more about how the Mayans used their knowledge of the stars to shape their world, and how their understanding of time still resonates with us today. Now, let's turn our gaze upward to the night sky, where the Mayans found not just beauty, but a map of the cosmos. Their knowledge of astronomy was nothing short of extraordinary, and it played a central role in shaping their civilization. The Mayans didn't just observe the stars, they studied them with a precision that rivals modern science. They meticulously tracked the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, using this knowledge to create calendars, predict celestial events, and even guide their daily lives. One of the most remarkable examples of their astronomical expertise is found in their observatories. Structures like the Caracol in Chichen Itza were designed specifically for stargazing. The Caracol, with its unique circular shape and narrow windows, allowed Mayan astronomers to pinpoint the positions of celestial bodies with incredible accuracy. These observatories weren't just scientific tools, they were sacred spaces where the Mayans connected with the gods they believed governed the heavens. But the Mayans didn't stop at simply observing the stars. They integrated their astronomical knowledge into their architecture in ways that still leave us in awe. Take, for example, the famous Pyramid of El Castillo at Chichen Itza. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts a shadow on the pyramid steps, creating the illusion of a serpent slithering down the structure. This wasn't a coincidence, it was a deliberate design, reflecting the Mayans' deep understanding of the sun's movements and their reverence for the feathered serpent god Kukulkan. Their pyramids and temples were often aligned with celestial events, serving as both religious and astronomical landmarks. The Temple of the Sun in Palenque, for instance, is aligned with the winter solstice, while the Temple of the Moon in Uxmal corresponds to the cycles of Venus. These alignments weren't just symbolic, they were practical, helping the Mayans track time, plan agricultural activities, and conduct rituals in harmony with the cosmos. The Mayans' fascination with Venus is particularly noteworthy. They tracked its movements with such precision that they could predict its appearances and disappearances centuries in advance. Venus wasn't just a planet to them, it was a powerful deity associated with war and fertility. Its cycles influenced everything from their calendar to their military strategies, showcasing how deeply intertwined their astronomy was with their culture and beliefs. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the Mayans, it's clear that their understanding of the stars wasn't just about science, it was about connection. They saw the cosmos as a living, breathing entity, and their ability to map its rhythms was a testament to their ingenuity and spiritual depth. Next, we'll explore how this advanced civilization faced one of history's greatest mysteries, their sudden and dramatic decline. Now, as we shift our focus from the stars to the Earth, we come to one of the most puzzling chapters in Mayan history, their sudden and dramatic decline. For centuries, the Mayans thrived, building grand cities, advancing their knowledge, and creating a civilization that seemed unshakable. Yet by the 9th century, many of their great cities were abandoned, leaving behind silent ruins shrouded in mystery. What caused this once flourishing civilization to collapse? One of the leading theories points to prolonged drought. Evidence from sediment cores and ancient climate records suggests that the Mayan region experienced severe dry spells during the time of their decline. These droughts would have devastated their agricultural systems, leading to food shortages and social unrest. Imagine entire cities dependent on maize and other crops suddenly facing years of failed harvests. It's easy to see how such a crisis could unravel even the most advanced society. But drought alone doesn't tell the whole story. Warfare also played a significant role. As resources grew scarce, competition between city-states intensified. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of fortified walls, burned structures, and mass graves, all pointing to widespread conflict. This wasn't just small-scale skirmishes, it was full-scale warfare that likely destabilized the region, weakening the Mayans' ability to recover from other challenges. Political instability further compounded the crisis. The Mayan civilization was not a unified empire but a collection of independent city-states, each with its own ruler. As droughts and wars strained resources, the authority of these rulers was called into question. Revolts, power struggles, and the breakdown of alliances may have fractured the social and political fabric that held the civilization together. Recent archaeological discoveries have added new layers to this mystery. For example, researchers have found evidence of sophisticated water management systems, such as reservoirs and canals, which the Mayans used to cope with dry periods. This suggests they were not entirely unprepared for drought, raising questions about why these systems ultimately failed. Additionally, studies of human remains have revealed signs of malnutrition and disease, hinting at a society under immense strain. One particularly intriguing discovery comes from the ancient city of Xibalba, where archaeologists uncovered evidence of a gradual decline rather than a sudden collapse. This challenges the idea that the Mayans' downfall was a single catastrophic event, and instead points to a more complex process of decline over decades or even centuries. As we piece together these clues, it becomes clear that the collapse of the Mayan civilization was likely the result of multiple factors: drought, warfare, political instability, and perhaps even internal social changes. It's a reminder of how interconnected environmental, political, and social forces can shape the fate of a civilization. Next, we'll delve into another fascinating aspect of Mayan culture: their use of psychedelics in rituals and how these substances played a role in their spiritual and religious practices. Now, let's step into the mystical world of Mayan rituals, where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine blurred in profound ways. One of the most fascinating aspects of their spiritual practices was their use of psychedelic substances that opened doors to altered states of consciousness and brought them closer to their gods. The Mayans believed that hallucinogenic plants and fungi were sacred gifts from the gods, allowing them to transcend the physical world and communicate with the divine. Substances like the peyote cactus, morning glory seeds, and certain mushrooms were carefully prepared and consumed during religious ceremonies. These rituals were not casual experiences but deeply spiritual events, often led by shamans or priests who guided participants through their visionary journeys. Imagine the scene: a dimly lit temple, the air thick with incense as the shaman chants and prepares the sacred brew. Participants, often members of the elite or those seeking divine guidance, would ingest these substances, entering a trance-like state. In this altered state, they believed they could receive messages from the gods, gain insight into the future, or even travel to the underworld known as Xibalba. The cultural significance of these rituals cannot be overstated. For the Mayans, these experiences were not just about personal enlightenment, but about maintaining the cosmic balance. They believed that the gods required communication and offerings to ensure the continued harmony of the universe. Psychedelics were a tool to bridge the gap between the human and the divine, a way to fulfill their sacred duties as intermediaries. Interestingly, the use of these substances was not limited to religious elites. Archaeological evidence suggests that psychedelics were also used in healing practices. Shamans would administer these substances to the sick, believing that the visions induced could reveal the root cause of an illness or guide them to the appropriate remedy. This dual role, spiritual and medicinal, highlights the deep integration of psychedelics into Mayan culture. Yet, the use of these substances was not without risk. The Mayans understood the power of these plants and approached them with reverence and caution. Rituals were carefully structured, and the shaman's role was crucial in ensuring the safety and spiritual success of the experience. This balance of respect and control underscores the sophistication of their practices. As we reflect on this hidden truth, it's clear that the Mayans' use of psychedelics was far more than a mere curiosity. It was a cornerstone of their spiritual and cultural identity. These practices reveal a civilization deeply attuned to the mysteries of the mind and the cosmos, seeking to understand their place within it. Next, we'll explore another striking aspect of Mayan culture: their bloodletting rituals and how these acts of self-sacrifice were seen as essential to maintaining the balance of the universe. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most striking and intense aspects of Mayan spirituality: their bloodletting rituals. These practices were not acts of mere violence or self-harm, but profound expressions of devotion and sacrifice, deeply rooted in their belief system. For the Mayans, blood was more than a physical substance. It was a sacred life force, a powerful offering that connected them to the gods and maintained the delicate balance of the universe. Rulers and nobles were at the heart of these rituals, as they were seen as the intermediaries between the human world and the divine. Bloodletting ceremonies were often performed during significant events, such as the ascension of a new ruler, the dedication of a temple, or the marking of important calendar cycles. The act of shedding blood was believed to nourish the gods, ensuring their favor and the continued prosperity of the community. The process itself was both elaborate and symbolic. Using sharp tools made of obsidian or stingray spines, participants would pierce their tongues, ears, or genitals, allowing their blood to flow onto strips of bark paper or into ceremonial vessels. This blood was then burned as an offering, the rising smoke carrying their prayers and sacrifices to the heavens. The pain endured during these rituals was seen as a testament to their devotion, a physical manifestation of their commitment to the gods and their people. But why was blood so significant to the Mayans? They believed that the gods had shed their own blood to create humanity, and in return, humans were obligated to offer their blood to sustain the cosmic order. This reciprocal relationship was central to their worldview. Without these offerings, they feared that the gods would withdraw their favor, leading to chaos, drought, or other disasters. Bloodletting, therefore, was not just a personal act of piety but a communal responsibility, a way to ensure the survival and harmony of their world. Interestingly, these rituals were often accompanied by elaborate ceremonies, including music, dance, and the use of hallucinogens to induce visionary states. Participants believed that the combination of blood loss and altered consciousness allowed them to commune more deeply with the gods, receiving guidance, blessings, or prophecies. This integration of physical, spiritual, and symbolic elements highlights the complexity and sophistication of Mayan religious practices. As we reflect on this hidden truth, it's clear that bloodletting was far more than a ritual. It was a profound expression of the Mayans' understanding of their place in the cosmos. Through these acts of sacrifice, they sought to honor the gods, maintain balance, and secure the well-being of their civilization. Next, we'll uncover another fascinating aspect of Mayan culture, their ball game, Pok-a-Tok, and the surprising, often dark, role it played in their society. Now, let's step onto the ancient courts of the Mayans and explore a game that was far more than just a sport, Pok-a-Tok. This ball game, played with a heavy rubber ball, was a central part of Mayan culture, blending athleticism, strategy, and deep spiritual meaning. But beneath the excitement and competition lay a darker reality, one that reveals the profound and often unsettling connection between the game and Mayan religious beliefs. Pok-a-Tok was played on large stone courts, often located at the heart of Mayan cities. These courts were not just arenas for sport but sacred spaces where the boundaries between the human and divine worlds blurred. The game itself was intense and physically demanding. Players used their hips, elbows, and knees to keep the ball in motion, aiming to pass it through a narrow stone ring mounted high on the court walls. The rules were strict and the stakes were high, not just for the players but for their communities as well. What makes Pok-a-Tok truly fascinating and at times chilling is its connection to Mayan cosmology. The game was seen as a reenactment of the cosmic struggle between life and death, light and darkness. The ball symbolized the sun and the court represented the universe. Winning the game was not just about scoring points, it was about maintaining cosmic order and ensuring the favor of the gods. But here's where the darker side of Pok-a-Tok comes into play. For the Mayans, the outcome of the game often had life or death consequences. Historical evidence suggests that the losing team, or sometimes even the winning team, was ritually sacrificed. This sacrifice was not seen as a punishment but as an honor, a way to offer the gods the ultimate gift, human life. The players, often nobles or warriors, were believed to become messengers to the gods, their deaths ensuring the continued balance of the universe. The rituals surrounding Pok-a-Tok were elaborate and deeply symbolic. Before the game, players would perform ceremonies to invoke the gods' blessings. The ball itself was considered sacred, and the act of playing was a form of worship. The combination of athletic skill, spiritual devotion, and the ever-present shadow of sacrifice made Pok-a-Tok one of the most complex and significant aspects of Mayan culture. As we reflect on this hidden truth, it's clear that Pok-a-Tok was more than just a game. It was a powerful expression of the Mayans' worldview, where sport, spirituality, and sacrifice were intricately intertwined. Through this lens, we gain a deeper understanding of how the Mayans saw their place in the cosmos and the lengths they were willing to go to maintain harmony with the divine. Next, we'll delve into another remarkable aspect of Mayan civilization, their intricate hieroglyphic writing system, one of the few fully developed scripts in the ancient Americas. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most remarkable achievements of the Mayan civilization, their hieroglyphic writing system. Unlike many ancient cultures, the Mayans developed one of the few fully functional writing systems in the Americas, a complex and sophisticated script that captured their history, rituals, and beliefs in intricate detail. This system wasn't just a tool for communication. It was a window into the Mayan mind, offering us a glimpse of their worldview and the events that shaped their society. The Mayan script is made up of hundreds of glyphs, each representing a syllable, a word, or even an entire concept. These glyphs were often combined in creative ways, forming intricate patterns that conveyed both meaning and artistry. Imagine trying to read a text where every symbol could have multiple interpretations depending on its context. This was the challenge of deciphering the Mayan script. For centuries, historians and linguists struggled to unlock its secrets, with early attempts often leading to misunderstandings. The breakthrough came in the mid-20th century, when scholars began to recognize that the Mayan script was a combination of logographic and phonetic elements. This meant that some glyphs stood for whole words while others represented sounds, much like letters in an alphabet. By piecing together these clues, researchers were finally able to read the inscriptions on Mayan monuments, stelae, and codices, revealing a wealth of information about their history, religion, and daily life. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Mayan writing system is its role in recording their rituals and ceremonies. Kings and priests used these glyphs to document their achievements, from military victories to religious offerings. The inscriptions often included dates, names, and detailed descriptions of events, allowing us to reconstruct timelines of Mayan history with surprising accuracy. For example, we know the exact dates of significant battles, coronations, and even celestial events like eclipses, all thanks to the precision of their writing. But the Mayan script wasn't just about recording the past, it was also a tool for preserving their cultural identity. Through their writings, the Mayans passed down myths, legends, and religious teachings from one generation to the next. The Popol Vuh, a sacred text that recounts the Mayan creation story, is one such example. Although the original hieroglyphic version has been lost, later transcriptions in the Latin alphabet have allowed us to appreciate its rich narrative and spiritual depth. As we explore this hidden truth, it's clear that the Mayan writing system was far more than a collection of symbols. It was a living record of their civilization, a testament to their intellectual and artistic achievements. Through their glyphs, the Mayans left behind a legacy that continues to captivate and inspire us today. Next, we'll uncover another groundbreaking aspect of Mayan innovation, their mathematical advancements, including the concept of zero and their unique base 20 numbering system. Now, let's shift our focus to another astonishing aspect of Mayan ingenuity, their groundbreaking mathematical innovations. While many ancient civilizations struggled with basic arithmetic, the Mayans developed a sophisticated numerical system that was centuries ahead of its time. At the heart of this system was their revolutionary use of the concept of zero, a mathematical breakthrough that wouldn't appear in Europe until much later. The Mayans didn't just use zero as a placeholder. They understood it as a number in its own right, allowing them to perform complex calculations with remarkable precision. This concept was integral to their base 20 numbering system, which was far more advanced than the base 10 system used by most cultures today. In this system, each position represented a power of 20, making it highly efficient for recording large numbers and performing intricate computations. But why did the Mayans adopt a base 20 system? One theory suggests it was inspired by the human body, counting not just fingers but also toes. This unique approach allowed them to create a versatile and powerful mathematical framework that they applied to various aspects of their society. One of the most impressive applications of their mathematical prowess was in astronomy. The Mayans used their numbering system to track celestial events with incredible accuracy. They calculated the cycles of the moon, the movements of planets, and even the timing of solar eclipses, often predicting these events years in advance. Their ability to map the heavens was so precise that their calendar, which we discussed earlier, remains one of the most accurate in history. Their mathematical innovations also played a crucial role in their architecture. The Mayans used their numerical system to design and construct their iconic pyramids, temples, and cities. By applying geometric principles and precise measurements, they created structures that were not only visually stunning but also aligned with astronomical phenomena. For example, the steps of their pyramids often corresponded to the number of days in a year, while their buildings were positioned to capture the light of the sun or stars during significant celestial events. The Mayans' mathematical achievements were more than just technical feats. They were a reflection of their deep connection to the cosmos and their desire to understand the universe. Through their innovations, they left behind a legacy that continues to amaze historians and mathematicians alike. As we move forward, we'll explore how the Mayans' urban planning and architectural marvels transformed their cities into centers of culture and power. Now, let's step into the heart of Mayan civilization and uncover the secrets of their urban planning and architectural genius. The Mayans didn't just build cities, they designed them as intricate reflections of their beliefs, culture, and connection to the cosmos. Cities like Tikal and Chichen Itza stand as testaments to their extraordinary ability to blend functionality with spiritual significance. Tikal, one of the most iconic Mayan cities, was a sprawling metropolis nestled deep in the Guatemalan rainforest. Its layout was meticulously planned, with towering pyramids, grand plazas, and residential areas all interconnected by a network of causeways. The city's central acropolis, a complex of temples and palaces, served as both a political and religious hub. What's truly remarkable is how the Mayans integrated their urban design with the natural landscape. Instead of flattening the terrain, they built their structures around existing hills and valleys, creating a harmonious balance between human ingenuity and nature. Chichen Itza, another architectural masterpiece, showcases the Mayans' advanced understanding of engineering and astronomy. The city's most famous structure, El Castillo, is a pyramid that doubles as a celestial calendar. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the play of light and shadow creates the illusion of a serpent slithering down the steps, a breathtaking representation of their reverence for the god Kukulkan. But Chichen Itza wasn't just about grand monuments. The city also featured a sophisticated water management system, including a massive cenote or natural sinkhole which provided water for the entire population. The Mayans' architectural innovations extended beyond their pyramids and temples. They constructed aqueducts and reservoirs to ensure a steady water supply even during dry seasons. In cities like Palenque, intricate underground channels and drainage systems prevented flooding during heavy rains. These feats of engineering were not just practical, they were symbolic, reflecting the Mayans' belief in the interconnectedness of all things. What's even more fascinating is how their urban planning mirrored their worldview. Mayan cities were often divided into quadrants, representing the four cardinal directions and the sacred ceiba tree at the center, which they believed connected the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. This cosmic symbolism was woven into every aspect of their architecture, from the alignment of buildings to the placement of altars. The Mayans' ability to create such complex and beautiful cities without modern technology is a testament to their ingenuity and vision. Their urban planning wasn't just about building structures, it was about creating spaces that embodied their culture, spirituality, and understanding of the universe. As we continue our journey, we'll delve into the Mayans' connection to the Olmecs, exploring how this earlier civilization influenced their rise to greatness. Now let's turn our attention to the roots of Mayan greatness and explore their deep connection to the Olmecs, often referred to as the mother culture of Mesoamerica. The Olmecs, who thrived centuries before the Mayans, laid the groundwork for many of the cultural and religious practices that would later define Mayan civilization. From art and architecture to rituals and governance, the Olmec influence is undeniable, yet the Mayans took these foundations and transformed them into something entirely their own. One of the most striking examples of this connection is in their shared reverence for the jaguar. The Olmecs worshipped the jaguar as a powerful symbol of strength and divinity, often depicting it in their art and carvings. The Mayans adopted this symbolism but expanded it, weaving the jaguar into their mythology as a guardian of the underworld and a companion to their gods. This blending of ideas shows how the Mayans didn't just copy the Olmecs, they reinterpreted and enriched their traditions. The Olmecs were also pioneers in monumental architecture, constructing massive stone heads and ceremonial centers that inspired the Mayans' own architectural feats. The Mayans, however, took this to new heights, building towering pyramids and intricate city layouts that reflected their advanced understanding of astronomy and urban planning. While the Olmecs provided the blueprint, the Mayans refined it, creating structures that were not only functional but also deeply symbolic of their worldview. Religious practices were another area where the Olmec influence was profound. The Olmecs introduced the concept of ball games as a sacred ritual, which the Mayans later adopted and expanded into the famous game of Pok-a-Tok. Similarly, the Olmecs' use of bloodletting rituals to communicate with the gods became a cornerstone of Mayan religious life, though the Mayans developed their own unique ceremonies and meanings around the practice. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this connection is how the Mayans built upon the Olmecs' intellectual achievements. The Olmecs are credited with developing one of the earliest writing systems in the Americas, and while their script remains undeciphered, it likely influenced the Mayans' own hieroglyphic writing system. The Mayans took this foundation and created a complex script capable of recording history, rituals, and even astronomical calculations, showcasing their ability to innovate and expand on earlier ideas. The relationship between the Mayans and the Olmecs is a testament to the power of cultural exchange and adaptation. The Mayans didn't merely inherit the Olmec legacy, they transformed it, creating a civilization that was both deeply rooted in tradition and uniquely their own. As we move forward, we'll uncover how the Mayans' extensive trade networks connected them to other Mesoamerican cultures, further enriching their society and shaping their history. Now, let's shift our focus to the bustling trade networks that connected the Mayan world, revealing how commerce played a vital role in shaping their civilization. The Mayans were master traders, establishing extensive routes that linked their cities with other Mesoamerican cultures, from the highlands of modern-day Mexico to the coastal regions of Central America. These trade networks weren't just about exchanging goods, they were the lifeblood of Mayan society, fostering cultural exchange, economic growth, and political alliances. One of the most prized commodities in the Mayan trade system was jade, a stone revered for its beauty and spiritual significance. Mayan artisans crafted intricate jewelry, masks, and ceremonial objects from jade, which were highly sought after by neighboring cultures. But jade wasn't just a luxury item, it symbolized power, wealth, and divine favor, making it a cornerstone of both trade and diplomacy. Obsidian, another key trade item, was equally important but for entirely different reasons. This volcanic glass was used to create sharp tools, weapons, and ritual objects, making it indispensable for daily life and warfare. The Mayans sourced obsidian from distant volcanic regions, transporting it along their trade routes to cities where it was in high demand. This exchange of obsidian not only fueled the Mayan economy but also strengthened their military capabilities, as access to high-quality tools and weapons was crucial for maintaining power. Perhaps the most fascinating trade item was cacao, the precious bean used to make chocolate. For the Mayans, cacao wasn't just a food, it was a form of currency, a sacred offering to the gods and a symbol of wealth and status. Cacao beans were so valuable that they were often used to pay tribute, settle debts, and even purchase goods in local markets. The trade of cacao connected Mayan cities with distant regions, creating a network of economic interdependence that spanned Mesoamerica. These trade networks weren't just about moving goods, they were also conduits for ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. Through trade, the Mayans exchanged knowledge about agriculture, astronomy, and architecture, enriching their own civilization while influencing others. The flow of goods and ideas along these routes helped to unify the Mayan world, creating a sense of shared identity and purpose. As we continue to explore the hidden truths of the Mayans, we'll uncover how their use of cacao as currency shaped their economy and culture, revealing yet another layer of their remarkable ingenuity. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of the Mayans and the secrets they left behind. Now, let's step into the fascinating world of Mayan economics, where cacao beans weren't just a treat, they were cold, hard cash. Imagine walking into a bustling Mayan marketplace, not with coins or paper bills, but with a pouch full of cacao beans. These small, unassuming beans were the backbone of the Mayan economy, serving as a universal currency that could buy everything from food and clothing to tools and even labor. Cacao was so valuable that it was often used to pay tribute to rulers or settle debts between cities. In fact, historical records suggest that a single rabbit could cost around 10 cacao beans, while a slave might fetch as many as 100. This system of trade wasn't just practical, it was deeply rooted in Mayan culture. Cacao wasn't merely a commodity, it was a sacred gift from the gods believed to have divine properties. In Mayan rituals, cacao played a starring role. It was used in ceremonies to honor the gods, often mixed with spices and chili to create a frothy, bitter drink reserved for the elite. This drink wasn't just a luxury, it was a symbol of power and connection to the divine. Kings and nobles would consume it during important events, reinforcing their status and spiritual authority. But cacao's significance didn't stop at rituals. Its role as currency also shaped the Mayan economy in profound ways. The widespread use of cacao beans as money created a standardized system of value that connected cities across the Mayan world. This economic network allowed for the exchange of goods and services on a scale that was unprecedented in the ancient Americas. Interestingly, the value of cacao wasn't just about its scarcity or utility, it was also tied to its cultural importance. The Mayans believed that cacao had the power to bridge the human and divine realms, making it a fitting medium for trade and tribute. This blend of practicality and spirituality highlights the ingenuity of the Mayans, who turned a simple bean into a cornerstone of their civilization. As we peel back the layers of Mayan history, it's clear that cacao was far more than just a form of currency. It was a symbol of wealth, power, and divine favor. And as we move forward, we'll uncover even more hidden truths about the Mayans, revealing the depth of their knowledge and the complexity of their world. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the mysteries of this remarkable civilization. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most controversial and haunting aspects of Mayan civilization, their practice of human sacrifice. While it may seem shocking to us today, for the Mayans, this act was deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs and political structure. It wasn't about cruelty, it was about maintaining the delicate balance between the human world and the divine. Human sacrifice was seen as a sacred duty, a way to honor the gods and ensure the continued prosperity of their people. The Mayans believed that the gods required blood to sustain the cosmos and prevent chaos. Without these offerings, they feared the world would fall into disorder, crops would fail, and the sun might not rise. This belief made sacrifice not just a ritual, but a necessity for survival. Victims were often chosen with great care. While some were prisoners of war, others were volunteers, including nobles and even members of the royal family. These individuals were seen as particularly valuable offerings, as their high status was believed to please the gods more. In some cases, children were also selected, as their purity was thought to be especially pleasing to deities associated with rain and agriculture. The rituals themselves were elaborate and highly symbolic. One of the most common methods was decapitation, often performed on the steps of temples to symbolize the offering of life to the gods. Another method involved cutting open the chest and removing the still beating heart, which was then presented as a gift to the deities. These acts were accompanied by music, chanting, and incense, creating an atmosphere of reverence and solemnity. But human sacrifice wasn't just about religion, it also had a political dimension. Rulers used these rituals to demonstrate their power and connection to the gods, reinforcing their authority over their people. By overseeing sacrifices, they positioned themselves as intermediaries between the human and divine realms, solidifying their role as both spiritual and political leaders. While the practice may seem brutal by modern standards, it's important to understand it within the context of Mayan beliefs. For them, sacrifice was a profound act of devotion, a way to ensure the survival of their world and maintain harmony with the gods. As we continue to explore the hidden truths of the Mayans, we'll uncover even more layers of their complex and fascinating civilization. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the mysteries that continue to captivate historians and archaeologists alike. Now, let's step into the fascinating world of the Mayans' understanding of time, a concept that shaped every aspect of their lives. Unlike our modern, linear view of time, where we see it as a straight line moving from past to future, the Mayans believed time was cyclical. To them, history wasn't just a series of events, it was a repeating pattern, a wheel that turned endlessly, bringing with it the promise of renewal and the inevitability of recurrence. This cyclical view of time was deeply embedded in their culture. The Mayans saw time as a sacred force governed by the gods and tied to the movements of celestial bodies. Their calendars, which we've already touched on, were not just tools for tracking days and years, but were maps of cosmic order. They believed that each cycle of time carried its own energy and significance, influencing everything from agricultural cycles to the rise and fall of rulers. For the Mayans, rituals were a way to align themselves with these cycles. Ceremonies were timed to coincide with specific celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes, to ensure harmony between the human and divine realms. Even their daily activities, like planting crops or conducting trade, were guided by the rhythms of their calendars. This connection to time wasn't just practical, it was spiritual, a way to honor the gods and maintain balance in the world. What's particularly striking is how this concept of time influenced their sense of destiny. The Mayans believed that events were destined to repeat themselves, and by studying the past, they could predict the future. This belief gave them a profound sense of continuity and purpose, but it also meant they lived with a constant awareness of the cyclical nature of life and death. In contrast, our modern view of time as linear, a one-way journey from birth to death, feels almost alien when compared to the Mayans' perspective. For them, time wasn't something to be used or wasted. It was a living, breathing force that connected all things. This cyclical understanding of time not only shaped their rituals and daily lives, but also gave them a unique way of seeing the world, one that continues to intrigue and inspire us today. As we move forward, we'll uncover even more layers of the Mayans' extraordinary worldview, revealing how their beliefs and practices continue to challenge our understanding of history and humanity. Stay with us as we explore the next hidden truth that sheds light on this ancient civilization's enduring legacy. Now, let's venture into the dense jungles of Central America, where modern technology has peeled back layers of time to reveal secrets long hidden beneath the canopy. For centuries, the Mayan civilization's sprawling cities lay concealed, swallowed by the relentless growth of the rainforest. But thanks to groundbreaking advancements like LiDAR, a laser-based mapping technology. Archaeologists have begun to uncover these lost cities, rewriting our understanding of the Mayans' reach and sophistication. LiDAR works by sending laser pulses from aircraft to the ground, penetrating the thick vegetation to map the terrain below. What it has revealed is nothing short of astonishing. Entire cities, complete with pyramids, plazas, and intricate road networks, have been discovered beneath the jungle floor. These findings suggest that the Mayan civilization was far more extensive and interconnected than previously thought. One of the most remarkable discoveries is the sheer scale of urban planning. Cities like Tikal and Cacao, once thought to be isolated centers, are now understood to be part of a vast network of settlements connected by causeways and trade routes. This challenges the old notion that Mayan cities were independent and often at odds with one another. Instead, it paints a picture of a highly organized society capable of coordinating large-scale projects across great distances. The implications of these discoveries are profound. They suggest that the Mayans had a level of technological and logistical sophistication that rivals even some modern societies. The ability to build and maintain such extensive infrastructure in a challenging environment speaks to their ingenuity and adaptability. Moreover, these findings have shed light on the Mayans' relationship with their environment. The cities were carefully integrated into the natural landscape, with water management systems, terraced fields, and reservoirs that allowed them to thrive in the rainforest. This harmony between human activity and nature is a testament to their deep understanding of the ecosystems they inhabited. As we continue to uncover these hidden cities, we gain not only a clearer picture of the Mayans' past, but also valuable insights into how ancient civilizations managed their resources and shaped their world. These discoveries remind us that history is not static. It's a living, evolving story, and with each new revelation, we come closer to understanding the true complexity of the Mayan civilization. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Mayans, uncovering more truths that continue to challenge and inspire us. The next hidden truth will take us into the heart of their agricultural innovations, revealing how they sustained their vast population in one of the most demanding environments on Earth. Now, let's shift our focus to the ingenuity of the Mayans in another critical area: their ability to feed a thriving civilization in one of the most demanding environments on Earth. The Mayans didn't just survive in the dense rainforests of Central America. They flourished thanks to their advanced agricultural techniques. These methods were so effective that they allowed the Mayans to sustain large populations and build their remarkable cities, even in areas where modern farmers might struggle. One of their most impressive innovations was terracing. In the steep, hilly regions of their territory, the Mayans carved terraces into the slopes, creating flat areas for farming. This not only prevented soil erosion but also maximized the use of limited arable land. By controlling the flow of water and nutrients, they turned challenging terrain into productive farmland. Equally remarkable was their mastery of irrigation. In a region where rainfall could be unpredictable, the Mayans developed sophisticated systems to capture, store, and distribute water. They built reservoirs, canals, and even underground cisterns to ensure a steady supply of water for their crops. This allowed them to grow food year-round, even during dry seasons, and supported their densely populated cities. Another key to their success was crop rotation. The Mayans understood that continuously planting the same crops could deplete the soil of essential nutrients. To combat this, they rotated crops like maize, beans, and squash, which not only preserved soil fertility but also provided a balanced diet for their people. This practice, known as the Three Sisters system, is still used by farmers today. What's truly astonishing is how these techniques were tailored to their environment. The Mayans didn't try to force the land to conform to their needs. Instead, they worked with nature, creating a sustainable agricultural system that harmonized with the rainforest ecosystem. Their ability to adapt and innovate in such a challenging environment is a testament to their deep understanding of the natural world. These agricultural advancements weren't just about survival, they were the foundation of the Mayan civilization's success. By ensuring a stable food supply, the Mayans could focus on building their cities, advancing their knowledge, and developing their culture. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, human ingenuity can find a way to thrive. As we continue to uncover the secrets of the Mayans, their agricultural achievements stand as a powerful example of how ancient civilizations overcame environmental challenges. Next, we'll explore another fascinating aspect of their culture, the Mayan creation myth, a story that reveals their profound connection to the cosmos and the cycles of life. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mysteries of this incredible civilization. Now, let's step into the realm of myth and legend, where the Mayans' understanding of the cosmos comes alive through their creation story. At the heart of their spiritual beliefs lies the Popol Vuh, a sacred text that recounts the origins of the world and humanity. This ancient narrative is more than just a tale. It's a window into how the Mayans viewed existence, the divine, and their place in the universe. The Popol Vuh begins with a vast, empty void where only the gods existed. These deities, known as the Heart of Sky and the Plumed Serpent, set out to create the world. Their first attempts were far from perfect. They fashioned beings out of mud, but these creatures crumbled and dissolved. Next, they tried carving people from wood, but these figures lacked souls and the ability to honor their creators. Disappointed, the gods sent a great flood to wipe them out, leaving only a few survivors who became the ancestors of monkeys. Finally, the gods succeeded by crafting humans from maize, a sacred crop that symbolized life and sustenance. These new beings were intelligent, capable of speech, and able to worship the gods. This final creation marked the beginning of humanity as the Mayans knew it, tying their existence directly to the earth and its bounty. But the Popol Vuh isn't just about creation, it's also a story of heroism and sacrifice. Twin brothers Hunahpu and Xibalba play a central role in the narrative. They descend into the underworld, Xibalba, to avenge their father and uncle, who had been tricked and killed by the lords of the underworld. Through cunning and bravery, the twins outwit their enemies and eventually rise to become the sun and the moon, symbolizing the triumph of life over death and light over darkness. This myth reflects the Mayans' cyclical view of time and existence. Life, death, and rebirth are intertwined, with each phase holding meaning and purpose. The story also underscores the importance of balance between humans and the gods, between life and death, and between the natural and supernatural worlds. The Popol Vuh isn't just a relic of the past, it's a testament to the Mayans' profound connection to the cosmos and their understanding of the cycles that govern life. As we move forward, we'll uncover another layer of Mayan culture, their reverence for jade, a stone that held deep spiritual and symbolic significance. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of this extraordinary civilization. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most treasured materials in Mayan culture, jade. This vibrant green stone wasn't just a beautiful ornament, it held profound spiritual and symbolic meaning for the Mayans. Revered as a sacred material, jade was deeply woven into their rituals, beliefs, and daily life, serving as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. For the Mayans, jade was far more than a precious gem. It was a symbol of life, fertility, and eternity. Its lush green color mirrored the verdant landscapes of their world, connecting it to the natural cycles of growth and renewal. This association made jade a powerful emblem of vitality and the enduring spirit of the earth. In Mayan rituals, jade played a central role. It was often used in offerings to the gods, placed in sacred spaces to honor deities and seek their favor. The stone was believed to carry the essence of the divine, making it a vital tool for communication with the spiritual realm. Whether it was a small carved figurine or an intricately designed pendant, jade offerings were a way for the Mayans to express their devotion and gratitude. Jade also held a significant place in Mayan burials. High-ranking individuals such as kings and nobles were often buried with jade ornaments, masks, and jewelry. These items weren't just symbols of wealth, they were meant to accompany the deceased into the afterlife, ensuring their status and protection in the next world. The famous jade death mask of King Pakal, for example, is a stunning example of how the Mayans used this stone to honor their rulers and affirm their connection to the gods. Beyond its spiritual uses, jade was also a symbol of power and authority. Rulers and elites adorned themselves with jade jewelry to display their status and divine right to rule. The stone's rarity and beauty made it a coveted possession, and its presence in royal regalia reinforced the idea that the ruler was a mediator between the human and divine realms. The Mayans' craftsmanship with jade was extraordinary. They carved it into intricate shapes, from delicate beads to elaborate figurines, often depicting gods, animals, or sacred symbols. Each piece was a testament to their skill and their deep reverence for the material. As we reflect on the Mayans' use of jade, it's clear that this stone was far more than a decorative object. It was a sacred link to the gods, a symbol of life and power, and a key element in their rituals and beliefs. Next, we'll uncover another fascinating aspect of Mayan culture, their mysterious blue paint, a pigment that has puzzled historians and scientists alike. Stay with us as we continue to explore the hidden truths of this remarkable civilization. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most intriguing mysteries of Mayan artistry, their vibrant blue paint. This striking pigment, found in murals, pottery, and even on the walls of their sacred temples, has captivated historians and scientists for decades. What makes this blue so special? It wasn't just a color, it was a symbol of divinity, power, and the cosmos, deeply embedded in Mayan culture. The Mayans' blue paint was unlike anything seen in other ancient civilizations. Its vivid hue, often referred to as Maya blue, has endured for centuries, resisting fading even in the harsh tropical climate. This durability has puzzled researchers who have spent years unraveling its secrets. The key lies in its unique chemical composition. The pigment was made by combining indigo dye, extracted from the leaves of the annual plant, with a special type of clay called palagorskite. When heated, these materials fused together, creating a pigment that was not only stunning but also remarkably stable. But why was this blue so important to the Mayans? For them, the color blue was deeply symbolic. It represented water, the sky, and the heavens' elements that were central to their cosmology. Blue was the color of the gods, particularly Chok, the rain deity, and Itzamna, the creator god. By using this pigment in their art and architecture, the Mayans were invoking the divine, creating a visual connection between the earthly and the celestial. One of the most famous uses of Maya blue can be seen in the murals of Bonampak, where vivid blue backgrounds bring the scenes of royal ceremonies and battles to life. The pigment was also used to decorate sacrificial offerings and even human victims, as blue was believed to carry the essence of the gods. In the sacred cenote at Chichen Itza, archaeologists have found objects coated in this blue paint, suggesting it played a role in rituals dedicated to the gods of water and fertility. The Mayans' ability to create such a durable and meaningful pigment speaks to their advanced understanding of chemistry and their deep spiritual connection to the natural world. This blue wasn't just a color, it was a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, a testament to their ingenuity and their reverence for the divine. As we marvel at the legacy of Maya blue, we're reminded of how this ancient civilization used art and science to express their beliefs and connect with the cosmos. Next, we'll delve into another fascinating aspect of Mayan culture, their belief in the underworld, Xibalba, and how it shaped their rituals and architecture. Stay with us as we continue to uncover the hidden truths of the Mayans. Now, let's journey into the depths of Mayan mythology, where the underworld, known as Xibalba, played a central role in shaping their beliefs and practices. For the Mayans, Xibalba wasn't just a dark, ominous place. It was a complex realm filled with gods, trials, and symbolic meaning. This underworld was believed to be a place of both danger and transformation, where the souls of the dead faced challenges before reaching their final resting place. The concept of Xibalba is vividly described in the Popol Vuh, the sacred text of the Mayans. According to the myth, Xibalba was ruled by 12 powerful gods, known as the Lords of Death, who tested the courage and wit of those who entered their domain. The most famous story involves the hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, who ventured into Xibalba to avenge their father's death. Their journey through the underworld, filled with traps and trials, symbolizes the Mayan belief in the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. This belief in Xibalba deeply influenced Mayan rituals and architecture. Many of their sacred sites were designed to reflect the journey to the underworld. For example, the temples at places like Tikal and Palenque often feature steep staircases leading to dark, enclosed chambers, symbolizing the descent into Xibalba. These structures weren't just places of worship, they were physical representations of the spiritual journey to the underworld. Rituals tied to Xibalba were equally profound. The Mayans believed that offerings and sacrifices could appease the lords of death and ensure safe passage for the deceased. Bloodletting ceremonies, where rulers and nobles would pierce their tongues or ears to offer their blood, were seen as a way to communicate with the gods of Xibalba. These acts were not just acts of devotion, but also a means of maintaining cosmic balance between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. Even in their art, the Mayans depicted Xibalba as a place of both terror and transformation. Murals and carvings often show scenes of gods, demons, and heroes navigating the challenges of the underworld. These images served as reminders of the trials that awaited in the afterlife and the importance of living a life in harmony with the gods. The Mayans' connection to Xibalba reveals a civilization deeply attuned to the mysteries of life and death. Their belief in the underworld wasn't just a source of fear, it was a cornerstone of their worldview, influencing everything from their architecture to their rituals. As we explore further, we'll uncover how these beliefs shaped other aspects of Mayan culture, including their use of sound in architecture. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the hidden truths of this fascinating civilization. Now, let's shift our focus to a fascinating aspect of Mayan architecture that continues to intrigue researchers and visitors alike: their ingenious use of sound. The Mayans didn't just build structures for visual grandeur, they also designed their pyramids and temples to create hauntingly beautiful sound effects. Imagine standing at the base of a towering pyramid, clapping your hands and hearing an echo that mimics the call of a sacred bird. This wasn't a coincidence, it was a deliberate feat of acoustic engineering that showcases the Mayans' deep understanding of sound and its spiritual significance. One of the most striking examples of this phenomenon can be found at the Pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza. When you clap your hands at the base of the pyramid, the sound bounces off the steps in a way that produces an echo resembling the chirp of the Quetzal bird, a creature revered by the Mayans as a symbol of divinity and freedom. This effect isn't just a random acoustic quirk. It's the result of precise calculations in the pyramid's design. The steps are evenly spaced and angled in such a way that they act like a natural amplifier, transforming ordinary sounds into something extraordinary. But why did the Mayans go to such lengths to incorporate sound into their architecture? One theory suggests that these sound effects were meant to enhance the spiritual experience of rituals and ceremonies. The echoes could have been interpreted as the voices of gods or ancestors, adding an otherworldly dimension to religious practices. Another possibility is that the sound effects served as a form of communication, signaling the start or end of ceremonies to those gathered in the surrounding areas. The Mayans' mastery of acoustics extended beyond pyramids. In some temples, narrow passageways and chambers were designed to amplify whispers, allowing priests to deliver messages that seemed to come from the gods themselves. These architectural features highlight the Mayans' belief in the power of sound to connect the physical and spiritual worlds. What's even more remarkable is that the Mayans achieved these acoustic feats without the advanced tools and technology we have today. Their understanding of sound waves, resonance, and geometry was centuries ahead of its time, demonstrating their ingenuity and creativity. As we continue to uncover the secrets of Mayan architecture, it's clear that their structures were more than just stone and mortar. They were carefully crafted to engage all the senses, creating an immersive experience that connected the people to their gods and the cosmos. Next, we'll explore another hidden truth about the Mayans, shedding light on the often overlooked role of women in their society. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the mysteries of this remarkable civilization. Now, let's turn our attention to a lesser-known but equally fascinating aspect of Mayan civilization, the significant role women played in their society. While much of the focus on the Mayans often centers on their kings, warriors, and priests, women held positions of power and influence that shaped the political, religious, and cultural fabric of their world. In Mayan politics, women were not merely bystanders, they were active participants and leaders. One of the most notable examples is Lady Xibalba, a queen of the Wak kingdom who ruled alongside her husband during the 7th century. Known as the Lady Snake Lord, she wielded considerable authority, even commanding military forces and overseeing important rituals. Her prominence is evident in the artifacts and inscriptions that depict her as a powerful and respected ruler, often shown holding symbols of war and governance. Religion was another domain where women played a vital role. Mayan priestesses were central to many spiritual practices, serving as intermediaries between the people and the gods. They conducted rituals, interpreted omens, and maintained sacred spaces. In some cases, priestesses were believed to possess divine connections, making their voices essential in guiding the community's spiritual life. Daily life in Mayan society also reflected the importance of women. They were skilled artisans, weavers, and traders, contributing to the economy and cultural heritage of their communities. Textiles, in particular, were highly valued, and the intricate designs woven by Mayan women often carried symbolic meanings tied to their beliefs and traditions. What makes the role of Mayan women even more remarkable is how it challenges modern assumptions about ancient societies. Far from being confined to domestic roles, Mayan women were leaders, innovators, and spiritual guides who left an indelible mark on their civilization. Their contributions remind us that history is often more complex and diverse than it first appears. As we continue to uncover the layers of Mayan society, it's clear that women were not just supporting figures but key players in shaping their world. Next, we'll explore another hidden truth about the Mayans, their deep fascination with the planet Venus and how it influenced their calendar, warfare, and rituals. Stay with us as we uncover more secrets of this extraordinary civilization. Now, let's shift our gaze to the skies and uncover another captivating aspect of Mayan civilization, their deep fascination with the planet Venus. For the Mayans, Venus was far more than just a bright star in the night sky. It was a celestial force that shaped their calendar, guided their warfare, and influenced their most sacred rituals. The Mayans were meticulous astronomers, and their observations of Venus were nothing short of extraordinary. They tracked its movements with incredible precision, creating detailed records that allowed them to predict its cycles with remarkable accuracy. Venus, which they called Chak-ek, or the Great Star, had a synodic cycle, the time it takes to return to the same position in the sky, of about 584 days. The Mayans calculated this cycle to within a fraction of a day, a feat that demonstrates their advanced understanding of astronomy. This celestial knowledge wasn't just for show, it played a crucial role in their daily lives. The Mayans believed that Venus was closely tied to their gods, particularly Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity associated with creation and destruction. The appearance of Venus in the sky was seen as an omen, signaling times of prosperity or danger. For example, when Venus rose as the morning star, it was often interpreted as a sign to prepare for war. Historical records suggest that Mayan rulers timed their military campaigns to align with these celestial events, believing that the gods would grant them victory. But Venus's influence extended beyond warfare. It also shaped the Mayan calendar, one of the most sophisticated timekeeping systems in history. The Mayans integrated Venus's cycles into their long count calendar, using it to mark significant religious and agricultural events. Rituals and ceremonies were often scheduled to coincide with key moments in Venus's journey across the sky, ensuring that the gods were honored at the most auspicious times. What's truly remarkable is how the Mayans' obsession with Venus reflects their broader worldview. They saw the cosmos as a living, interconnected system where celestial events directly influenced life on Earth. This belief drove their relentless pursuit of astronomical knowledge and their ability to weave it into every aspect of their culture. As we marvel at the Mayans' celestial mastery, it's impossible not to wonder what other secrets the stars held for them. Next, we'll delve into the enigmatic world of Mayan libraries and the tragic loss of their ancient texts. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of this extraordinary civilization. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most heartbreaking chapters in Mayan history, the story of their hidden libraries. The Mayans were not only master astronomers and architects, but also prolific writers. They recorded their knowledge, rituals, and history in intricate hieroglyphic texts known as codices. These codices were more than just books. They were windows into the Mayan worldview, filled with astronomical charts, religious ceremonies, and historical accounts. Tragically, much of this written legacy was lost during the Spanish conquest in the 16th century. Spanish missionaries, viewing the codices as works of paganism, ordered their destruction. Countless texts were burned, erasing centuries of Mayan knowledge in a single, devastating act. Today, only 4 Mayan codices are known to have survived: the Dresden Codex, the Madrid Codex, the Paris Codex, and the Grolier Codex. Each of these surviving texts offers a rare glimpse into the intellectual and spiritual life of the Mayans. The Dresden Codex, for example, is a treasure trove of astronomical information. It contains detailed tables tracking the movements of Venus, the Moon, and even eclipses, showcasing the Mayans' advanced understanding of celestial cycles. The Madrid Codex, on the other hand, focuses on rituals and daily life, providing insights into Mayan agriculture, hunting, and religious practices. These codices are not just historical artifacts, they are keys to unlocking the mysteries of a civilization that once thrived in the jungles of Mesoamerica. What makes the loss of these libraries even more poignant is the realization of how much we might have learned from them. Imagine the wealth of knowledge that could have been preserved: stories of kings and queens, detailed accounts of their scientific discoveries, and perhaps even their thoughts on the cosmos. The surviving codices, though few in number, remind us of the resilience of Mayan culture and the importance of preserving the written word. As we reflect on the Mayans' hidden libraries, we're reminded of the fragility of history and the enduring power of knowledge. Next, we'll explore how the Mayans' legacy continues to inspire and influence modern culture, bridging the gap between the ancient and the contemporary. Stay with us as we uncover the final hidden truth about this remarkable civilization. Now, let's step into the present and uncover how the Mayans' ancient wisdom continues to shape our world today. The legacy of the Mayans is far from being confined to the pages of history books. It lives on in modern art, literature, and even spirituality, captivating the imagination of people across the globe. One of the most striking ways the Mayans have influenced modern culture is through their iconic symbols and imagery. The intricate designs of Mayan glyphs, pyramids, and celestial motifs have found their way into contemporary art and fashion. Artists and designers often draw inspiration from the Mayans' rich visual language, creating works that echo their reverence for nature, the cosmos, and the divine. From murals to jewelry, the Mayan aesthetic continues to inspire creativity and connect us to a civilization that thrived centuries ago. In literature, the Mayans have become a source of fascination and mystery. Their creation myths, as recorded in the Popol Vuh, have inspired countless novels, poems, and even graphic novels. Writers are drawn to the Mayans' complex cosmology, their tales of gods and heroes, and their profound understanding of the cycles of life and death. These stories not only entertain but also invite readers to reflect on universal themes of existence, resilience, and the human connection to the natural world. Spirituality is another realm where the Mayans' influence is deeply felt. Many modern spiritual practices incorporate elements of Mayan cosmology, such as their sacred calendar and their reverence for celestial bodies. The Mayans' cyclical view of time, which emphasizes renewal and transformation, resonates with those seeking a deeper connection to the rhythms of the universe. Workshops, retreats, and even online courses often explore Mayan rituals and teachings, offering participants a chance to experience the wisdom of this ancient civilization firsthand. The Mayans' enduring appeal is also evident in popular culture. Films, documentaries, and video games frequently feature Mayan themes, from the mysterious ruins of Chichen Itza to the enigmatic prophecies tied to their calendar. This fascination reflects a broader human curiosity about the unknown and a desire to uncover the secrets of a civilization that achieved so much with so little. As we look at the Mayans' legacy in modern culture, it's clear that their influence is not just a relic of the past but a living, breathing force that continues to inspire and intrigue. Their symbols, stories, and wisdom remind us of the timeless nature of human creativity and the enduring power of ancient knowledge. With this final hidden truth, we've come to the end of our journey through the mysteries of the Mayans. But the story doesn't end here. What do you think is the most fascinating aspect of Mayan culture? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explorations into the hidden truths of history. Until next time, keep exploring. As we wrap up our exploration of the Mayans, it's impossible not to be amazed by the depth of their knowledge and the mysteries they left behind. From their groundbreaking calendar system and astronomical precision to their intricate rituals and architectural marvels, the Mayans were a civilization far ahead of their time. Their ability to predict celestial events, their use of advanced mathematics, and their profound understanding of the cycles of life and death continue to leave historians and enthusiasts in awe. But it's not just their achievements that captivate us, it's the enigmas they left behind. The sudden decline of their civilization, the purpose of their bloodletting rituals, and the chilling practices tied to their ball game all add layers of intrigue to their story. Even today, discoveries like hidden cities buried beneath the jungle and the secrets of their blue paint remind us that there's still so much to uncover about this ancient culture. The Mayans' legacy is more than just a chapter in history. It's a living influence that continues to shape art, literature, and spirituality in our modern world. Their symbols, stories, and wisdom resonate with us, reminding us of the timeless nature of human creativity and the enduring power of ancient knowledge. So, which of these hidden truths shocked you the most? Was it their advanced understanding of astronomy, their mysterious rituals, or the discovery of their lost cities? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of the Mayans, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the hidden truths of history. Until next time, keep exploring and remember the past is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered.